kum shibanta ka jing rakhi ka jing dap rupos nam ka jing ya Lynti ka Synod College Lingba ka Center for Historical Research Synod College CHRSC haka khat santre ku jemmang araja arpusan kalas dang ya ka national seminar ka ba ars ngi Halor ka Phang padeng his footprints in time trailblazers of Meghalaya in the making of modern India. Hagani ka sngi layadon lang daw konrad kes sangma umantri rangba ka jala kumukong san u Dr. One-Way Roy Kharlukhi member of parliament ka Rajya Sabha na Meghalaya ka Dr. Gayrin Lingdo ka principal ka Synod College u Dr. David Arnold Karshandi secretary ka CHRSC kinohi kai ringkat ki samla puli bat kiwe de. Haba ajing kran u Dr. One-Way ula pertu ya ki kam jangi reuslur ki baklam da pau perthai na kathan rilum jaintia banya khun ban yo laj luoj na kti ki pharang.
Last one, I was on tour throughout the giant hills. They were trying to prepare a concept note and DPR for the donor ministry on historical tourism. Then I came across those unsung heroes of giant hills during the giant hill liberation movement. One was in a place at Champu. There was a place where the lawyer of Champu, he was shot dead by the British during that time. And another place was they called Sutiang. It was in Nongprat today, but in those days it was called the Sutunga Ilka, in which the Dalai of Sutunga and a few Dalois, even after the death of Sutiang Nangwa, they continue with the struggle. And it has a very, the strategic battle was such that until and unless some people from the area betrayed the Dalai, hundreds of British soldiers were killed because they could not see from where the arrow came. It's only when he was betrayed that they know the place that the Dalai was also shot dead. So these are the unsung heroes. So it struck my mind. And well, I've seen also one of the, I think, which refers to Reverend Kyrwoh Manners. You know, Reverend Kyrwoh Manners, he was one of the founders of the Jaintia Darbar in 1900, which we may say it is the first political organization that was formed in the northeast itself, which means in the hill areas of the northeast. Well, of course, it started with a social organization, and then it did play a role in the politics of Jaintia. And Reverend Kyrwoh Manners, and he also happened to be the father of Reverend W.M. Manners, well-born Manners. And also Professor Pakem. Well, Professor Pakem to me is not only my guide for my thesis, but it is also my political mentor. Because when I first joined politics, it was through Professor Pakem that I joined the People Union in 1986. And only one thing which I just like to remind, another important figure in Jaintians was Reverend Noel Kyrwoh. He was a contemporary of Reverend J.J. Kyrwoh, and he is the first MLA from Jaintians in 1937. And at a later stage, when the Jaintians got his autonomous council, he was also nominated to the district council, and he did his trilogy from England. So it's also another figure which I think, if it could be done in a later period, they can somehow put something up.
Konrad kia sangma uloang bagajing dan kani ke seminar kan penpau ya ki khana jogi reslor ke jela ki bala sandor ya ke imlang sa lang bat kan long mentapan ke jing ai mensim ya ki long din uloang ru bau da thrang ban wan ra jing kala ha ka puli puthi da ka ban kin tiu ya ka kam tho kam tar.
This seminar, as I said, is not about talking about the contributions alone that these individuals have made, but talks about the lives that they have touched. And more importantly, the lives they will inspire in the days to come, and more importantly, through seminars like these, through documentation of this, and through papers that will come out, I'm sure that the impact of how it will touch lives, when it touched the lives, when the person actually was working and was doing their bit, or even now by listening to their life history and their entire contribution, that the lives that they will touch. So that's what really makes this seminar even more special to me. I have always stressed that one thing, if there is, which I would like to change, especially from the academics point of view, is documentation and research. And I have said this many, many times. I'm not saying this just because we are here today, but I've been saying and talking about this and active, of course, also on it. And this is something that is very, very crucial. And we support this, and that's why every time there is a seminar to be held, whether it's here or in any other college, I'm sure most of the college will share with you that I have always done my best to support different seminars and encourage them to always come out with an edition, some book or some kind of a compilation of the text. And I've also urged, which we just started last year, that these books should then be circulated to different colleges across the state and possibly across the region of Northeast, not just to support the research, but also so that this research becomes part of the learning experience for our children and our youth, and be placed in different libraries of different colleges and universities throughout the state, for sure, throughout the region, and also to large universities and colleges across the country. And I think that is something that we really should focus on how we can further send these books in different parts of the country. As far as the research aspect goes, it is again one area which I have been pushing. Last about a year and a half back, we have started a program where we have research scholars being supported by the state government. We started with a small group of about 50 of them. We're giving a small seed money of about 3 lakhs per research scholar. And my intention is to expand this even further and support more and more research scholars. So I will be very happy. We'll be coming out with this year's applications also. So I do hope that some of the students will also take part in that. And I really encourage you to come out with very innovative ideas of research. There is so much that needs to be done, and it's something that we as a government, and especially I, would like to support and see more and more of this research being done. I'm also very keen to ensure that we are able to support researchers even in terms of making trips and research programs where they may need to travel to different parts of the country or different parts of the world to even figure out the roots and the backgrounds of our different tribes in our state.
Hadian kene kala don pat ke jingpen ko buram ya lai phongot ki Nongprat Lynti ki bala ID sakri saka imlang salang nadu ka puliputhi ka kamsan perthai ka tho katar ka jingpen kala ya ka imlang salang nalor ki weide ki senyang ki bakila no.
Habatin, pej bahagi kishap, kashap plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki batay kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau khau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pej ya kashap plus F hakajing som. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bada ka bathau bha kam kta I ka dur jingki marbam ka jing mat lani ka rukom shed yaki.
Balehi banai kita.
Kadon ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan. Ka kot ka kia. Ka nutrition bakam bha ka jing im bakam bha pendon kam daki marba modon ka sharp plus F menta kasni.
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya.